Hi, my name is Tom Hammond. I'm the president of the Conklin Foundation. The Conklin Foundation Board of Directors would like to thank Ray Thornton and the Wild Sheep Foundation for the opportunity to be part of the program here, and not only this year, but in years to come. We believe that being part of the program with Wild Sheep gives our participants a greater exposure, and we look forward to the opportunity. The Conklin Award has been called many times the Tough Guy Award. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. I will tell you that the Board of Directors, they tried really hard to find people that will qualify for this award all over the world. Not easy. One game offense, you're out. But we've had winners lately from Mexico, Canada, Spain, Russia, and now Hungary. So great people winning the award. Something that we're very proud of. Now let's talk about the mission of the Conklin. Over and above providing an award, the Conklin raises money from the folks who have been nice enough to donate to the Conklin, and we use those funds to print books, two written by Charlie Kirk and one written by Craig Boddington, that talk about hunting. They're about 100 pages. They talk about hunting, the legacy, how to defend it. They talk about the Second Amendment. Big demand for these books. And depending on how much money we raise, that's how many books we can put out. But in the last several years, we put out almost 200,000 of these books to young people around America. That's a lot of young people learning more about hunting and how to defend it. I want to thank the couple people who've individually donated this year to the Conklin, Renee Schneider and Barbara and Alan Sackman. Thank you. And thanks once again to the donors that donate every year for this worthwhile project. The other news I want to talk about very quickly before we get into this year's winner is that this will be my last year at the Reign. I've been lucky enough, the board's had confidence in me for a number of years here to be the president, but it's time for a young guy to step in, new young blood, like an old quarterback. I mean, it's time to pass the ball. And I'm recommending to the board of directors that Brad Black be the new president. I know Brad, very, very ethical guy, very hardworking guy, a very good hunter, a great guy. And I think he'll do a good job. And that's a person I'm recommending to the board. Brad and I have talked about it, and he's looking forward to the opportunity. Best wishes and good luck, Brad. With that, let's, I'll tell you what, before we look into a tape of Bela Hidvegi, the 2021 Conklin Award winner, Alan Sackman was good enough to provide a tape that he did last year when he won the award that talks about the Conklin. They can describe it a little better than what I could probably describe. It's a great tape. Let's watch it real quick before we get into Bela. Thank you.
The Conklin, known as the Tough Man Award. The Conklin may be the most difficult hunting milestone to achieve. Hunters with aspirations of holding the Conklin must push the limits of body and mind and canvass the globe for the most difficult of big game species. They must stand toe-to-toe with dangerous animals, climb into the realm of mountain sheep and goats, challenge frigid Arctic ice, equatorial rains, river torrents, and searing desert heat. The Conklin Award was conceived by a small group of hunters who felt the need to honor the legacy of their friend, Dr. James Conklin, a man who not only enjoyed big game hunting, but a man with a passion for the tough hunts.
As great a hunter and conservationist as Dr. Jim was, there wasn't much left other than his Weatherby Award, his record book accomplishments in SCI and his service record at SCI. We didn't want to see this be the end. Let's create something, and we'll call it the Conklin Award. And it was actually the award that preceded the foundation.
The Conklin Award criteria was set to include only the toughest animals. By squeezing down the record book, only animals that were dangerous, cunning, or lived in remote areas were included. Animals were assigned a numeric value based on difficulty, and the formal award application was established. Rules were also set as to how this award would be administered. After the success of that first awards night in 2002, the founding group of Rex Baker, Dennis Campbell, Bruce Keller, Larry Rudolph, and Phil Repepe got together to lay the groundwork of what is now the Conklin Foundation. Bruce Keller penned the mission statement. The Conklin Award recognizes the world's greatest active hunter who pursues game in the most difficult terrains and conditions, while abiding by the highest standards of ethics and fair chase, and is a strong participant in wildlife conservation. The initial endowment benefactors of the Conklin Foundation include Jerry Brenner, Tom Hammond, Alan Smith, Philip Repepe, Alan Sackman, and Ricardo Longoria. The list of Conklin Award recipients includes the most respected big game hunters in the world, including Donald Cox, Gary Ingersoll, Jesus Uren, Pete Papik, Dr. Bob Spiegel, William Edward Poole, Craig Boddington, Larry Higgins, Tom Hammond, Ken Barr, Pepe Madrazo, Edward Yates, J. Allen Smith, Renee Snyder, Jim Shockey, Alexander Egoroff, Jay Link, and the 2020 Conklin Foundation Award recipient, Alan Sackman.
Wow, I'll tell you, each time I watch that tape, it ages me. I think that each time I watch it, I get another wrinkle on my forehead. But it was a great tape, and Alan, thank you one more time. So this year's winner of the 2021 Conklin Award is Bela Hidvegi from Hungary. And he's prepared a great tape, really, really good tape. But I want to talk real quickly about Bela before we go into this tape. A couple of interesting facts about Bela is that, well, let me just tell you a couple of things. His favorite mountain rifle is the 30-378 Weatherby, and his favorite rifle to hunt African animals is the 7x64. Very interesting because those are European type rounds for the most part, maybe not the Weatherby so much, but it's different than what we use here in the States, and I find that very interesting. His favorite places to hunt, you would know it, Iran, Pakistan, Mongolia, a sheep hunter. Very interesting. All right, there's a couple things you got to pay attention when you see this tape. And the two things that stuck out to me big and that you could kind of look for is in the very beginning of the tape, he uses two words, stamina, and he uses the word determination. And I think that you have to have both of those to win a major award. You have to have the stamina, not only to hunt one animal, but to compete on a lot of animals, and you have to have the determination to do it. This guy's tough. He's the oldest recipient of the award at 84 years old, but he's tough. In 2020, he hunted Africa 3 different times. Now, he asked me to say a couple interesting words about him, but I'll tell you what, the tape does such a good job. Let's watch the tape and get to meet your 2021 Conklin Award winner, Bela Hidvegi.
I'm Bela Hidvegi. We have made a short film for this very special occasion called My Way. 20 years ago, after the hunt for the mountain nyala, I realized that the greatest challenge for me is the mountain and the rainforest hunts.
Bela was born 84 years ago in Hungary, where his passion for hunting was given to him by his father, who raised him in great austerity. During their hunts, they often talked of their future African safaris and a mysterious jungle animal, the bongo. Their dreams were shattered by the war and the subsequent political regime. At the outbreak of the 1956 revolution, he and some of his friends fled the country. In England, Bela obtained a diploma in food engineering. At the age of 33, he got married and had 2 daughters, Natasha and Georgina.
And I remember every single significant birthday that Dad had, he would always make a speech and promise us that he would be giving up hunting to spend more time with us as a family. It is yet to happen.
Yeah, and he's nearly 90. Not quite. Well, and we're still waiting.
His daughters have gifted him 5 grandsons, and Bela is keen to pass on his knowledge and passion for hunting to the younger generation. In the 1980s, he returned to Hungary and continued to build his own food machinery manufacturing business. Meanwhile, he started to hunt in Europe, particularly for birds and small game, and for the native species of Hungary, including pheasant and wild boar. He never forgot their shared dream that couldn't come true for his father, and so after 50 years, he had to realize this dream alone. Only when he was 56 years old did he first step on African soil. While hunting there, he started to think about creating a hunting museum at home in Hungary. After working out the details with the government, he offered all of his present and future hunting trophies to the Hungarian Natural History Museum. With that ambition in mind, he hoped to have a wide-ranging collection from all of the world's continents.
The Hungarian Natural History Museum was in a position to accept this huge donation, but the member collection was about to be moved to a new place. So we decided the whole collection will be exhibited in the Keszthely, the Helikon Castle Museum.
The exhibition has outgrown its space in the main castle building, so it has been relocated to a new building, where more than 180 fully mounted animal trophies are exhibited in diorama form.
We are very, very pleased that this collection, which is systematically collected, and the mounted specimens represent a very, very high taxidermy, are really useful for all educational purposes.
Apart from Asian and African trophies, the museum also has numerous North and South American and European exhibits. Bela has another exhibition at Sopron, where mainly shoulder and skull trophies are shown from his early hunting years. He created this display at his own expense, and at the opening ceremony of this exhibition, Dennis Campbell, the president of Ovis, also gave a speech.
Amazingly, I have visited in Hungary more than any other European country because of my friend Bela. One of the trips was when Bela dedicated the last museum. I have been to literally hundreds of hunting museums and hunting trophy rooms in my lifetime. I would like to report to you that one of the greatest in the world is in Hungary.
In my hunting life, the two most important and closest friends and advisors were Dennis Campbell and Bob Spiegel. We have hunted together in Hungary on many occasions, and they visited both my exhibitions. They encouraged me to continue with more and more difficult, challenging hunts and helped me very much on my hunting path.
To date, Bela is most proud of his SCI World Conservation and Hunting Award, the Pantheon Award, and the Order of Merit, one of the highest Hungarian civilian awards. Today, at the age of 84, he is still an active hunter and still has many goals, but now most of his efforts are directed towards game conservation and education. He strongly believes that the future well-being of the world's wildlife will only be maintained by sustainable hunting, and if hunters pass on their passion to future generations.
I summarized my hunting life in 9 books, 2 in English and 1 in German. I would like to give a huge thanks to the following people: the judging committee of the Conklin Foundation, SCI office, and to all those fantastic outfitters who guided me throughout those years. Many of them became my very good friends. I'm also very grateful to my family who stayed behind me throughout these years while I was away so many times hunting in different parts of the world. A special thanks goes to my partner Suzanne and to all my friends and co-workers.
Bela, the board of directors of the Conklin Foundation and the folks at the Wild Sheep Foundation, we want to be the first one to congratulate you as the winner of the 2021 Conklin Award. This is the award, this bronze here, this big old marker with the horn worn off at the end. Well, let me tell you what this award is, Bela. This award is not the weight, it's not the height, it's not the size. It's look at the trophy. He's looking around his past trail. He's going up a trail in the mountains that few people have ever climbed. He's an old, great trophy. You're following a trail of past winners, and he's looking back on his trail. There'll be very few people, very few winners that follow this trail. You're in kind of an elite group, and everybody wants to congratulate you. And I hope that you think about that little story every time you look at this trophy. Going up a lonesome trail, not very many people could follow it, and not very many people can follow his trail. You're a special guy, Bela. Congratulations.